Welcome to Creating Inclusive Workplace Presentations and Documents, Module 1. When putting together your workplace presentations and documents, it doesn't matter how much research you did, how cool your graphics are, how much you practice, or how prepared you are. If you have not developed a presentation and documents that are inclusive and accessible using universal design principles. To understand what I mean, let's go over some core concepts. To create inclusive workplace presentations and documents, universal design and universal design of learning are two frameworks I use to ground the strategies I will present to you in this course. Architect Ronald Mace coined the term universal design, or UD. Mace believed that environments, structures, and products should not only be aesthetically pleasing, but also usable to the greatest extent possible for the broadest possible range of users. Universal design is an approach to design in which the product, whatever it may be, is developed to be inclusive and accessible regardless of a person's ability or disability status, age, size, etc. According to the Center for Excellence in Universal Design, by considering the diverse needs and abilities throughout the design process, universal design creates products, services, and environments that meet people's needs. Simply put, universal design is good design. Okay, now let's talk about universal design of learning, or UDL for short. UDL is an approach to teaching and learning for developing presentation materials that work for all people. A person who has developed a presentation and supporting documents with UDL in mind has created an experience that is audience-centered by working to reduce barriers to understanding the content being presented, and is considerate of different learning styles and abilities. Using a UDL mindset means that you are being accessible and inclusive in the workplace. Before we move on to Module 2, in which I will begin the discussion on concrete strategies you need to use, a quick note on the American with Disabilities Act and compliance. While universal design and universal design of learning are great frameworks to use all the time, and I believe should be a standard practice, they do not replace the individualized needs someone might need in addition to universally designed materials you have put together. Therefore, always work with human resources or human relations departments to make sure you are in compliance with the American with Disabilities Act in general within your workplace, to ensure people with disabilities are treated fairly and equitably by receiving the accommodations they need. However, compliance with the law should not be your only measure of success, and oftentimes the law requires us to do the bare minimum regarding disabilities. So use universal design and universal design of learning, no matter if you're aware of someone's ability status or learning style, just because it's good professional practice.